Okay, so this is going to be a any percent no hit guide for DS3. It's going to be pretty fast. We're going to get +8. IGT will be between 105 and 110. I do make some mistakes in this run, but I show what I should have done, so I'm more than qualified to talk about this. And yeah. So I'll be explaining all the routes, or like the route. I won't really be explaining the boss fights that much. I do have links in the description about that. But basically what you want is Assassin with black firebombs. Class Assassin Barrier with black firebombs. So yeah, I won't be going over the bosses that much, but I will be going over the route and the running sections, as well if there are any variations or what I should have done better, so on and so forth. This pathing to the Ashen Estus is 100%. We have to pick it up like right where I picked it up. You can't pick it up any more right or else you can get hit. So yeah, I put in links to a ton of Eccentric's guides, which have been basically the staple point of DS3 guides for the past like 3 years. I learned the majority of my boss fights from him to a certain extent, especially Cinder. For that dude up there, what you want to do is you want to draw him a bit to the right first, because if he does the lunge attack, you can get caught in between him and the tombstone and get hit. So, want to get that Titanite, jump off this and roll, and then just go this dude. Gundyr, you basically skip phase 2, but it requires 2 phase 1's parries, and phase 2 is no problem, you can just learn it. It's basically just walk left around him and punish. But yeah, 5R1s, 2 parries. Parry, charge R2, riposte, and you do that. And then 3 charge R2s after the second parry. Pretty simple Gundyr. It's probably faster to not do parries. At least that's what they do in speedruns. But I don't know, it doesn't really matter. It's Gundyr. You learn anyway. The reason we chose black firebombs on this run is because hidden body is fucking different. It's just built different. And we don't need a white branch for anywhere, so it's just black firebombs to make our lives easier in catacombs and such. I discard estoc here because we don't use it again, and I just like not having it in my inventory. So. I'll also include like physical notes in the description of the video if you want to have those up. Like if you want to just copy them and put them on Notepad and then just have them up somewhere while you do the run so you have something to reference. That's fine as well. And then yeah, Highwall. The running sections get very consistent after catacombs because we have hidden body and it just becomes basically a boss rush. So I'm pretty proud of this routing as well. Because we have an extra skull, and you can have up to 2 extra skulls on this run. So. Technically, you might even be able to do it and just be completely fine without grabbing the 3 skull pickup in settlement by the patrolling dogs. But I like to pick it up just for leniency. So, like, you would need to get rid of your skull by the 2 NPCs in Faerun, and you have to do 6 skull deacons. But you could get by without it. This section of Highwall is just something that you'll need to practice and just gain experience doing, because it's just like you'll just need to gain experience doing that because that's the quote-unquote RNG part of Highwall. Even though I literally haven't got hit to it in probably around 100 attempts. So I don't know. I don't think it's RNG at all. It's just decision-making skills. Like, oh, is this dude pathing a bit to the right? Let me try and see if I can cut around him. And then you can just eliminate variables and get the simplest outcome. Spook is a fucking godsender of the game. Genuinely, I don't really know why people started Mercenary. Spook is just an absolute staple. But, yeah. So, I don't know, it's just... Watch what I'm doing, I'll let you know if there's any variations. Not really. This running by these two knights right here, I haven't got hit to it, so I'm thinking it's consistent. I mean, that's just how it is. If I haven't got hit to it, I'm gonna think it's consistent. Your stamina is important here, because you can't let the knights catch up, and you can't let the archer on the right shoot you if you're trying to regen. So. And then it's just a classic Yorm. Not Yorm, Vordt. Lightning resin, shortsword. No, it is. If you want me to showcase low damage kills, I do +0 kills. Maybe on like NG +7 or something for Vordt, so you can actually see the extent of his moveset. I can do that, just let me know. I think I do have a kill like that actually on my channel. So, you just watch that. I swapped a dagger there because more burst damage, which is good to do in case you don't get enough R1s after after like he starts his transition in phase 1. If you don't get enough R1s off, then it can be a problem if you don't kill on riposte, so make sure to switch to dagger. And then that's Highwall. You should be done in Highwall around like 6 to 7 minutes, maybe like 6:30. We do a little skip, not skip, but I go a bit fast, but there's like a little divot there, and that's how you run on the railing. And then spook drop on the dogs, pick up the skulls. The way that I line this firebomb up is I run to this line, and then I aim like here. Although I missed it. I missed one dog this time, because I aimed a bit right. But, yeah. Kill this dude, and if I needed to, I could also drop the gate with the lever, so. I go here before hitting the bonfire, so the dudes in that house start patrolling. But they aren't always so nice because their pathing AI is the work of a literal child, probably. So, like, I could code a better pathing AI on Scratch. And then, yeah, so run past them or firebomb them. Stand, like, behind this barrel and firebomb them or by this tree. And you can just use you can use like 4 firebombs. It's 2 each. That kills. I try to do that later when I come back here, but I have terrible aim, so. As long as your stamina management is good, that imp will never be a problem. That's the thing about the majority of these running sections, is your stamina management has to be good. At least with the early game ones. With hidden body it doesn't really matter, but in terms of like actually being optimal with hidden body, then it matters. You don't want it to be like Gambit in Elden Ring, where you just like every 2 seconds you just Gambit. At least I don't like to play like that. I like to have visual cues for where a hidden body in every running section. For this crystal lizard, you want to push it towards where you're going. And then Charger 2 and R1 to get the sharp gen. Okay, this is very important because we don't have a young white branch. So the second shot that this archer dude does in this segment is going to come towards us. So you need to be really good at this skip and always hit it first try, or else you could probably get hit. So Gino explains it in his tutorial. I'll link that in the description. But basically what you want to do is you want to come over here and then you want to run up the edge of this tombstone. Let's see if I can slow this down for a second. So you can see me run up the side of the tombstone and then jump up. Go up there, run up the side of the tombstone, and jump. That's it. That's the entire skip. And then grab this and bone back to last. Alright, and then here, like, this is where I would recommend using firebombs, but like, my aim is genuinely atrocious. So, you know, so I'm just waiting for them. I shouldn't wait for them, I should just firebomb, but... And then dagger, dagger. Just get them out the way. For this skip, you want to like cut around the outside of the barrels, or else this dude's like big sweep attack can hit you. So you want to cut around and then spook. See, he just did it. So spook. Follow this pathing. When I see the second throwing knife, I turn. Boom. Roll through this. I fucked this up a little bit. I didn't go far enough left. Or I think I went too fast, so this dog saw me. But I'll include what I should have done, or like what the strat actually is, in the description as well. But, you know, that's just the nature of DS3. Just improvise if something goes wrong, and through the practice that you have, the practice that you've done, you'll be able to get through it. Alright, we do a bit of a skip here, a spook plunge skip on this elevator. Basically you spook, I like to spook at this ingrown, like this push down stone, although I don't think I do it in this one because I'm stupid. But yeah, so you see I forget right there. Spook, and then run off, plunge. I think as long as you don't land directly on Sigurd, you won't get the bug where you just like infinite dialogue and you can't menu at all, so you have to alt F4 your game. But yeah, and then this is one variation like of the running section that I think is probably the most important. There's a couple of them that I'll mention and I'll go through the RNGs. This is one of them, the Outrider Knight. That's why I also like having a dagger out for quick step in case I ever need to quick step anything that comes my way, because quick step gives an absolute fuck ton of iframes. It's like 20, so that's like 40 frames out of 60, which is 2/3 of a second of iframes. That's fucking insane. So I like to have quick step out in case I ever need to quick step anything, which you do end up needing to. On this guy, maybe. So there's 4 RNGs you can do if you run past him. One is this one, the dashing forward. What I use to identify it is that sort of, let's see if I can slow it down. Oops. Stop. It's a sort of like hunching of his shoulder here. You see that? His like drop, and then I start going left. You'll see on my analog stick. And then that's a strafe. And then there's 2 poke RNGs and 1 slash RNG, which I'll show now. This is obviously the slash RNG, it's just a double roll, and then you get to the door and use the door iframes for anything that follows. And then for the poke RNG, there's one with a follow-up and one without a follow-up. This is with the follow-up, you just outspace, you strafe and then outspace, and that's it. Use the door iframes. This one is the scariest of them all, where basically it's a poke, but he there's a problem with his AI, and he doesn't follow up. So depending on how close you are to the door, you might need to quick step his double slash attack, which I will show here. But usually you can get to the door in time. If not, you're going to have to quick step it. That's the decision that you'll need to make. And yeah, so you can't, like, the double slash attack that he does, you can't roll it with a normal roll. Hold on. It's this double slash. If he does it towards you and you, like, are running away from it, you can't outspace it with a normal roll. So you need to quick step it. And I'll just show that in the slash RNG. Right here. So basically, same thing as the last RNG, straight the poke, and then quick step, and open the door. So now we're back to the run. So that's just something that you'll need to spend some time in. I think I spent like 30 minutes straight just running past that dude to get consistent at it. You should be done the settlement around 10 to 11 minutes in. This shard up here is the most forgettable shard in the entire world. So I've forgotten it more times than I can count. And you need to go to the right of this guy because his feet have a massive collision box. So you like almost, so sometimes like you can't even go around this way. So you need to go this way. Yeah, none of these guys can really attack you until they're done transforming, so just run through and you will be fine. Spook drop off this. Grab the shard. And then fire bundle, jump plunge on this dog. You need to go around the tree like this so the crab doesn't aggro when you pick up Grass Crest. I don't know why that works, but it does. So if you go around the tree like that, and you go to pick up Grass Crest. Okay, I also just did something important. So you don't have my staff in my left hand. I want to switch it to the right hand where my shortsword is when I pick up Grass Crest so I can have the stamina regen and be able to cast my spells at the same time. So my right hand right now are my dagger for quick step and my staff. And on my left hand will be Grass Crest because I don't need to attack anything. So then you'll just switch between twin blades and dagger as needed. So Grass Crest, left hand. So it's like left-handing your main weapon in Elden Ring. It helps you keep buffs up for longer. This mushroom has an instant attack, and that's why I roll. So another thing here is your stamina management needs to be good, or else this ogre dude can chase you the full way. So just make sure to have good stamina management. I'm also wearing the pants because it's drip and not because it's actually necessary or anything. I just like the sound of it as it's walking on stone, so that's why I wear it. Alright, this crab has like a single attack that it can do while you're sprinting that'll hit you. Or it will never hit you while you're sprinting, but it only has like one attack it can do. And so skull, and then just drop down the ladder. pretty simple so far. Only one main variation thing, other than I guess the 3 skull pickup. I guess the 3 skull pickup and the Outrider Knight are the only parts that should have basically any variation in your run. And 3 skull pickup is just due to the dog's pathing can be different. It shouldn't matter if you do it correctly though. So, and then the Outrider Knight's just something you need to learn. Oh, I missed something important, but I quick step like once I reach right before that purple spot on the ground, or I roll, and so because if I were to roll right now, I'd be bat rolling because I'm in the swamp. You want to stick as close to this rock right here as you can and go around it, or else an enemy will aggro to you. So. And this. Pick up the 2 bones, and then pop your souls while waiting for this enemy to troll and turn around. If he doesn't turn around and just spins in circles, which I've had him do before, you can usually outspace him, or just outspace everything that he does by just quick stepping through the swamp. So, yeah. That's just also an option that I wouldn't really recommend it, but sometimes you just have no choice. So, grab those Titanite pickups. Then I rest here. I don't technically need to rest here, but I rest here just to get rid of poison and get my mana and health back. So, I like to hug the left side after I skull here as well. So you'll see me skull for these 3 guys, and I just like to hug the left and just stay as far out of the path of my skull as I can. Run up this, and then run around this thing. I kind of fucked it up a little, but... Alright, and this pathing is kind of important because you'll see me look at this dude. You see this dude right here? He has like a circular... I don't know, his aggro range is like that. So, just be sure to not enter his targeting view. So, because it's basically game over if he follows you. So, unless you know the moveset and just kill him, but I don't know it. I've never fought a dude like that in my life. Actually, I have, but I was learning forward fair. Anyway, you want to make sure that you're not spooked, or else this dude over here has a chance of not pathing, which we need him to path. So you want to make sure that you are not at all spooked so he can hear your footsteps. Make sure you got 9 shards, and then we pick up 3 more. Might as well pop a soul while we wait. How I like to do this last thing is I spook when he turns around, run to the archway, wait for him to turn, and then I spook again and run to the bonfire. Or to the fire, not the bonfire. Pick up this shard, run by these slugs, should never hit you. One thing to take into account is you want to run away after you pick up the shard because these slugs' positioning is RNG, like their spawn location is RNG. So you want to always run away just in case they're close like they are now because they have a spit attack. So, bone back to last, and now we go and grab golden scroll for hidden body in the last Titanite shard. The pathing on this is kind of weird because the Gru's pathing is inconsistent. So he can sometimes be looking away, he can sometimes be looking towards you. It honestly doesn't really matter. You just bob and weave between the trees. And anything he does, he'll just get lost. So. And any projectile attacks that he does will just be lost when you bob and weave the tree. The basilisks that are following me do not have a hitbox. The only thing that they can do is deathblight you. And that takes too long for you to not already be gone. So, 16 dex for twin blades, because that's the minimum to wield it. Get some bundles, some bones, and then some upgrades. Sell the embers while you're here too. It's important. I wrote down the exact amount, it's 9 and 3. Make sure that you upgrade your weapon before you infuse it, because it's cheaper. So. And then I allot my S's to 1 and 3. For more hidden body casts. Although, I don't think it really matters. You could do 2-2 as well. Maybe even 2-1. I wouldn't do 2-1 though. I would just stick, or 3-1. I would do 2-2 or 1-3. Alright, and that's the setup section of this game is done. Which, it's like 11 minutes or so. Not too bad, especially compared to games like Elden Ring. So, where it's like an hour-long setup. I was watching all bosses glitchless speedruns earlier for Elden Ring. And it's kind of insane how much you can actually get done. Alright, so what I do here, my visual cue, is I run, and then that tree right here, I spook it, and then I try and like go as far right as I can. Except here, I get caught on a tree branch, which is bad. You'll see me panic. So don't get caught on this tree branch. But, yeah. And then skull at basically at the ground here to draw the Corvians to you. So that the dude that might be chasing you aggroes to them instead of you. And then this pathing here is important because you don't aggro any more of the Corvian dudes. Alright, the Watcher strat that I do, I really like it. It's basically an input read loop where every time that you parry, at least with Grass Crest, or throw a throwing knife or pyro or anything, he has a 60% chance to input read, like he just did right there. You saw he was idling, and then when I parried, he input read it, so he's running at me now. That's the main mechanic behind this Watcher's loop. Is you want to stay in basically this box area, like here, just like here, and only do damage to Watcher in this area, and like keep him in this area, so that none of the ads spawn. So you'll see how it works. Roll, backstab, 2 parries. It's an 84% chance that he does this out of it. So it's not 100%, but you should know how to fight Watcher anyway. And so as long as you, I guess, just know how to fight Watchers, I guess, in this small confined area. If you're not confident in the small confined area, you can just run around and then deal with the 2v1 or the 2v2, depending on if red is on your side. So this is what I do for Watchers, and it works, well, 84% of the time, every time, depending on how many times I parry. So, see, I baited a 60% chance. So, none of the ads are spawning because I'm in this section of the arena. See? And so I'm just doing this. And that's phase 1. And now phase 2, I don't recommend doing it in phase 2. I'm not nearly as much of a fan. And I need to learn Watcher's phase 2 better. But basically just fight Watcher's phase 2 and win. Simple as that. I'll include Geo has a Watcher's guide, I think. I'll put that in the description. That should be fine. Should sum up Watchers quite well. As you can see, I'm very bad at doing the strat, but I don't know, it gets the job done. And you want to bait out these like flips, because those are how you get the easiest backstabs. It's by baiting out the flips. I'm sure Geo will talk about it in his guide. And then pop your soul while this is going down, and then spook. For just like 2 seconds of time save, I guess. And then we use fire bundles on Gundyr, because it's faster. I just like it more, so. The stamina management is also very important here, so you don't get followed by any skeletons. Because if you just full run like I have been doing, then you won't, you know, get followed. This is why I like having black firebombs. It's because they one-shot these rats. So, this was basically the whole reason why I picked black firebombs. And because there's not really anything else that's worth having. But if you're scared about hitting that skip in settlement, what you can do is just use, like, take Young White Branch instead of the black firebombs. But then you're just gonna have to, it's gonna be a more annoying process to kill those rats. Because I think that's the only time that I use black firebombs, other than maybe to clear out stuff in Cinder Arena. I pick up that large soul just because it's 3,000 souls, so you know, why not? And you want to kill this bridge on the way over, or else skeletons can rush over when we come back out of Wolnir's fight. Because we go down to Smoldering to get 2 shards for +4, so we're able to script Sage and use Hidden Body for Cathedral. So, Wolnir, we do right hand bracelet, because it's faster, and basically scripted, to be honest. You always want to start out with L1, R1, L1, and then follow the hands. You won't always be able to break the first bracelet, because you can pull it back really quick, but in that case, just follow the hand and you can break it. Then you're just going to have to learn Wolnir a bit. I suggest using Hitbox Viewer, if you're on PC, to determine where the mist is. There is a way to get the fast Wolnir death animation here, but I don't want to do that because it seems like a pain in the ass to learn, to be honest. I honestly think I probably could have got it right there if I was a bit quicker and maybe did an R1 instead of the, like with the 3 L1s I did. Alright, anyway, pop the souls while you're waiting and grab this bonfire. And then we're going to spook drop off and pick up 2 large shards on the way to Smoldering. Or so when we go back to Shrine, we can level to +4. Spook, Estus cancel off to slow your momentum so you don't fall off. Break your hard fall with a roll. Go through this demon's legs. He will always do the attack every time. And then grab that large shard. Skeletons can follow you here, but it really doesn't matter. This is another place where stamina is important. Stamina management is important. You just need to haul ass. Just full sprint. And the skeleton will either stop following you, or it will follow you, but it won't be able to catch you because you're hauling ass. So these 3 ballista shots will be the exact same every time. That one, you want to roll these 2, and then third one will be blocked. Grab this, Whoops. Grab this, look behind for any skeletons. You would normally be able to hear it if they were following you. So, and then just bone out to shrine. And we get 30 dex and 15 int. That's enough so that we can use hidden body when we get Orbeck, and enough dex to script sage in a 2-cycle. I grab the rest of the skulls here for deacons, because we don't come back until after Pontiff, after the shrine visit. So, head to Crucifixion Woods. I do the lower way to get to Orbeck, but I don't think it's that much slower, maybe like 2 or 3 seconds. And it's really just free. A variation coming up is this dude's attack when you try to run past him. You can honestly just firebomb him. It really doesn't matter. This dude, I know people firebomb him. I'm just confident in rolling every single one of the attacks, so I just run past and roll. But honestly, firebombing him is probably the better choice. I mean, he just has classic hollow attacks that you see a million times in the game. You can run past that spear dude who will never attack you coming from that angle. And now you just spam talk to Orbeck. That's kind of important. So here, I always run off this little divot, and I jump off it to jump over this this mage dude. And you want to make sure to not get a hard fall here, because that can be a problem if he turns around and you're just collapsed on the ground. So, yeah. And then here, the strat for Sage is L1, R1, L1, R1, L1. And you want to make sure to have full stamina when you're doing this, or else you won't be able to get it off. Unfortunately, he does Soul Mass for this opener, which is the one tricky one, because you need to be careful of all this and manage many projectiles. But, so, you see bundle, L1, R1, L1, R1, L1. Then, boom. Know the Crystal Sage pattern for this. L1, R1, L1, R1. I show another RNG here in a second without Soul Mass, and this is how it should go basically the majority of the time, although you do have to be careful of Flash Sword and his melee attacks. So, you'll see me do it. Go to it in a second. Yeah. So, bundle. Full stand. Alright. Boom. And so, pretty free Sage spawn. I linked Luvenier's Sage Guide in the description. Super high quality guide. Highly recommend checking it out. It really doesn't matter in this run, but it is good knowledge to know if you wish to expand into any further runs in the future. This line is 100% no matter what RNG any of these guys do. You can also spook and backstab the Evangelist, but this is safer in my opinion. Alright, so now we go to Shrine to get Hidden Body or Cathedral, so we're able to save skulls. This was the decision that I made in changing the route so that Deacons is more lenient, Cathedral is more lenient, and just the entire run it's more lenient to the fact that we have a +4 now, and we have Hidden Body for Cathedral. So now you need to buy these exact spells for some reason. I asked about it. Apparently it actually fucking matters for some reason. But you need to buy those 5 spells and then just spam talk to Orbeck until he gives you Slumbering. And now we put on Slumbering and Young Dragon Ring. Young Dragon just boosts the amount of time the hidden body's up. Make sure to attune hidden body here. That's the main thing. Young Dragon makes it so that hidden body and spook last longer, and Slumbering makes it so that it's like no footstep sound ever. So as long as you have it on, you don't have any footstep sound. Alright, and then hidden body before this dude's aggro trigger. Run past him. He'll aggro trigger anyway when you go past him. I have never seen him hit me. Maybe safety roll there just in case. But yeah. And then I don't think I use hidden body again for quite a bit, just because there's really no reason to. Like, nobody really attacks you, and all the attacks that are at you are easily strafable. So there's really no reason to cast hidden body. Although you might need to spend some time running past these dudes and being like, oh, okay, he can do that attack. For example, when we cross this bridge up here, this one, this dude will try to attack you, but you can literally just run to the right. Run to the right of him, and not a single attack that he does will hit you if you run to the right of him. He has a jump, it won't hit you if you run to the right, anything. Same with this dude up here. If you cut to the left of him and then go right, there's only one attack that he does that you can't just instantly strafe, and that one is very apparent. It's like he turns and then pokes in a delayed manner. So it's pretty simple. And then I hidden body here, so when I'm jumping over, make sure you regain stam here before you try to jump, or else you just won't jump. I run here, and then I jump to here. I do not hold forward. Like, it says I am still holding forward, but don't like roll out of this. Just land and then sprint. Or else you can get too close to these hollows and they can see you. So. And then I hidden body right here. The only dude that will shoot you is this dude, but his tracking isn't good enough. And then just make sure to stay on the right and you'll be fine. And then I go to this line and then I hidden body again. And then you want to just stay to the left of this dude. He can see you sometimes if his pathing is a bit fucked up, but again, he has the same moveset as the dude we just ran past. So if you literally run past him, then he doesn't turn in time to hit you, and he just forgets about you after that one attack, because hidden body is broken. Boom, run to the door. There is a room up here that I should have hidden bodied for. Like, it was the first time that there's 3 deacons in a room up here. And usually only one of them ever fireballs. But for some reason this time, all 3 of them fireballed. My pathing was still good, so it didn't matter, but I would probably recommend hidden bodying for this. Seems kind of sketch. Right, now it's full heal and full mana. And then we spook. Here, I make a mistake later in the swamp down there in my decision to go left or right, depending on the imp. So, I'll just let you guys know when I take a look at the imp. So, you see me here looking for the imp. I see it right here. And I'm like, okay, so he's going to be going this way. So let me see if I can get there before him. That's stupid. I should just go to where I know he's not heading towards. Like, that's just bad decision making by me. So, and you'll see it come back to bite me in the ass in a second. So, just go to where he's not going to be. Pretty simple as that. I don't know why I was like, oh yeah, let me try to beat him to this place. That's pretty stupid. Stamina is also very important in that swamp area because you need quick step iframes. You don't need them, but quick step iframes are nice. So strafe any fireballs, and then I always like cut around this pillar to make sure that any fireballs that I don't see never hit me because they go into the pillar. So. And then make sure you have equipped Lloyds for deacons. And we have 8 skulls and we can use 7. You can probably use all 8 on deacons if you need it, but you only need 6 realistically, but I use 7 here. Throw a skull high. What I like to do in my skull placement, the fat deacons have this attack called Force, where whenever they get close to their target, they can like do a big AoE shockwave around their body. And so by constantly changing where their target is, they never get close enough to do Force. So you see me throw one to the right. Now I'll throw one to the left so that they don't get close enough to the actual object to do the Force attack. No. Skull. 401s. Skull. 301s. That's 7 skull deacons. You can do 6 skull deacons, and I'll show it here in a second as well. I think I showed it here in a second. Yeah, there it is. So I fucked up the menu at the start. That's why it's so scuffed. But you wouldn't normally see that fireball. I just fucked up the menuing. And phase 1 is completely the same. Here. The thing is, in phase 2, instead of throwing 2 skulls, you only throw 1. Bundle. 1, 2, 3, 4. Wait until around half, and then it's just that. It's pretty simple. You can make the decision if, like, hey, I want another skull somewhere else in the run. Okay. Now you don't need it on deacons, so you have it for somewhere else. And now we head to Irithyll. It should be getting in Irithyll in around 35 minutes. Probably a bit more if you haven't run this and are actually entertaining people, like talking to chat or something. So maybe around 40 or so. But if you're, head down, focused, looking at chat when you're using hidden body or something, then I created this dog that spawns on the bridge and gives us the ring we need. What I like to do is I like to stand in this white patch and then bundle when he's jumping. And let me see if I can slow this down. So what I do is, you need 2 headshots. I sort of go to the right of him. The left side of his snout, but to the right, so that my second L1, because like you see how it's coming from the left, like it's I don't know. That just makes it easier for me to actually hit the head. And then 2 L1s on the stomach, and a riposte, and it's over. Alright, now that we have Pontiff Right Eye, we can't have Grasscrest Staff and our weapon, Twinblades, on, and all of our rings on, and not be light loading. So I take off Twinblades during running sections, because now that I've hidden body, other than Lothar Castle, I'm not going to kill literally anything in running sections. So I just take off Twinblades until I enter boss fog walls, or before boss rooms, so I can be light load in running sections, because I just like the way it looks to be running in light load. So remember, for hidden body sections, find visual cues and follow those visual cues every single time that you do a running section. That's the way to get it for the best consistency. That's what you can steal my visual cues. I don't give a fuck. Just find consistent visual cues for when to use hidden body. Alright, so coming up here is a room with a ton of like wraiths. You just want to stick on the right side. I spook before it because I like jumping off because there's like some invisible wraiths and you never really know what their pathing is going to be. So I like jumping off. You'll see that I spook. This is what I'm talking about. This is why I spook. So roll through all this. And you'll see me jump off this edge here because there's invisible like wraiths here. And you never really know what their pathing is going to be, like you see them. So I just jump off to avoid them altogether. Then boom, grab the 7 green blossoms in the lake. We have infinite time because we killed the dog. So there's literally no enemies in the lake. Unless you go really far, then there's like some spider guys. But if you just follow my pathing, there's literally nobody that will attack you. And then I like equipping green blossoms so I can use them in running sections or boss fights. I like using 2 on princes. I don't know if I actually do. I use 2 on twinces, 2 on cinder. I think I use 1 here maybe. And then 1 on Aldrich. And then I have 2 left, so probably Grand Archives and DSA. Yeah, that's it. So 1 on Aldrich, 1 in Grand Archives, 1 in DSA, 2 on Princes, and 2 on Cinder. That's what I do. Okay, that's kind of important. So make sure that you spook in this staircase, because if you spook later, then the Fire Knight will path sooner and he'll see you. Which obviously you can just cast Hidden Body and won't see you, but that, yeah, I don't know. You can just cast Hidden Body. Doesn't really matter. I was gonna say it's slower, but it's like 2 seconds, so. My visual cue for casting Hidden Body is I break this thing and then I cast Hidden Body. That bucket. And then just as long as you don't run like directly next, that's important. As long as you don't run next to anybody, then they won't see you. So make sure to stick left here because a dude will come out and be like, let me push you off the edge. So just don't stand right in front of anybody and they won't see you. Grab this magic resin. I tried to get a fall damage cancel here. I failed. So now I have to use my fucking heal, but it doesn't really matter. Alright, so line up dungeon skip. What I like to do, face in this direction with my heal off the edge. Like, you can backstep into this kind of area. It's better to backstep into this so it can like guide your pathing down. So, backstep. Boom. Skip like 3 minutes of here though. Alright, the next variation, the next big variation, is this gargoyle right here. He has like 5 variations. I'm not going to go over all of them, because I don't really know all of them off the top of my head, like the Outrider Knight. But one of them is the majority of them are flying ones. He has like 3 or 4 flying ones, and then 1. And for the flying ones, you just run straight and then roll when you need to roll, if you need to roll. And then the one, he has like a charge on the ground, you just strafe to the right. I think I was terrible here. I didn't even need to roll there because you just missed. But yeah. I think I'd take a hit here because I just forget to cast Spook. Because in the run that I usually do, S1 plus 0 into Walks AVB, I don't get Slumbering at all because I don't pick up Hidden Body, so I don't get any rings from Warbeck because he doesn't like me. The Spook, like, I just see the Spook symbol, I'm like, oh, okay, I'm spooked. And then I jump off. But, like, yeah, as you can see, I didn't spook. So you need to spook here after you get down off the ladder. But I didn't. So, yeah. And then you see me notice, and I'm like, ah, fuck. So, I had a hit. I take 3 hits this run. 1 to spook, 1 to the worst stamina management of my entire fucking career, and 1 to agreed hit on Dancer. So, this Yorm was weird, but Yorm is pretty self-explanatory. He has like 2 RNGs if you're right under him, and that's expanded to 4 RNGs if you're like right a bit in front of him. And that changes in phase 2. At least the stomp changes. So. I recommend, honestly, learning him without Storm Ruler first, just so you know more of his RNGs. Or more of his actual attacks. So, it's just a classic Yorm and Storm Ruler. It's hard to find, I guess, any restrictions. Like, ooh, here's Storm Ruler Yorm, and it's like a long kill, because it just does percent base damage. So, you can't really find an endurance kill with Storm Ruler on Yorm. Unless you're like doing actual attacks instead of the weapon art. So in phase 2 the stomp changes because he has a follow-up to the stomp now. So, but it's just the same shit. Just get back between his legs, wait for guillotine, lock onto the head and do the weapon. That's just all Yorm is. Wait for guillotine, lock onto the head, weapon art. That's literally all it is. Here I just get distance so I can hit the weapon art from range. And then boom, back to last bonfire. And that should be the distant manor bonfire, so we can go straight to Pontiff. Alright, so there's something here that I haven't seen ever, but I've only heard of it. Or I've seen it, but it's never happened to me. So basically, usually if you just run straight, nothing happens. And that's like 99.9% of the time. But if this third one over here, like where the Deacon's thing is, if he does a charge attack, you need to cut right. But odds are you'll like, never see it anyway. But I guess it's just good to know. And then, if you didn't have Slumbering, you would spook here, so that this Black Knight doesn't aggro, but since we have Slumbering and then Master Footsteps anyway, he doesn't aggro. And then the rest of this is just hidden body business. These dogs are a variation. They can do whatever they want, but honestly, as long as you just are mindful of them and give them a wide berth, they'll forget about you, even if you get too close to them. So. That's my visual. My second visual cue is here, and my third visual cue is behind the railing on the third stairwell. So, like, I can say where I'm going to hidden body every time. Consistency. I'm gonna hidden body here, and I'm gonna hidden body there every time for this Irithel Knight. Alright, so this Ponta strat is really fucking cool, and I really like it. Basically, you unequip Lloyds to be able to hit 3 parries before he reaches his phase through threshold. And each parry should be doing 498 damage per piece. There's 2 pieces per parry on Pontiff, and each one 498. 996. So 996 a parry. His threshold for P2 is 2000. So we're 8 points under the threshold. It's around 3000. So by taking off Lloyd's, we're able to maximize the amount of damage we can spend in P1, which is the easiest and leads to a scripted kill. So now that the second parry is done, what you want to do is re-equip Lloyd's and then bundle so you have maximum damage on the third parry. Okay, I should probably just explain Pontiff because I don't know if I'm doing anything. But basically, for Pontiff, the entire thing is if you stand in front of him in phase 1, he has 2 moves he can do, and both of them lead to a parry. This one, poke, and then he'll swing his fire sword, and you parry that. That's the first move. Stand in front of him. That's the second one, just like a 270-degree hitting you in the back kind of thing. Parry. Alright, now we re-equip Lloyd's, and then we bundle. Parry. Go behind, 4L1s. Roll away. And then go back in. It can be kind of hard to hit him, but you do enough damage and you can just practice that and it's fine. Then switch back to your running section loadout, which is Grass Crest and staff, after because you're going back into the running section. So. I like to spook here and here. So by this pillar and by the second statue over there. Or not spook, hidden body. That makes it so that nobody aggroes, including the deacons who usually throw fireballs, and the NPCs who like to hit you. For this other part, you can hidden body, but it really doesn't matter. As long as you are full sprinting, again, stamina management, none of these archers' shots will hit you. So as long as you're full sprinting up this, none of the archer's shots will hit you. If you don't have slumbering, they aggro quite early, but. And then here, just hidden body for this upper segment, and that's all of Irithyll other than Anorlando. So. Boom. Free running section. And then pop souls while you wait for this elevator. It doesn't, honestly, really doesn't matter. You could just sell these to the Shrine Merchant, because we're about to go back to Shrine once we get to this next bonfire for +6. So boom, go up the elevator. Do elevator things. Grab Anorlando. And head back to Shrine. Alright, and now what I want to do is give the ashes by 1 dark, 5 bundles, and then 9 large shards to get to +6. So now we get +6, and then we get 39 dex and 15 endurance. I had a genuinely terrible Aldrich in this kill. I don't really know what I was thinking. It was god-awful. But Geo has an Aldrich guide, and that will be in the description. So hopefully you don't throw like I do.
Now we're gonna go fight Aldrich. You can sprint past this dude. You could also just roll him. It's fine. He should do the same shit every time. So, yep. And I like to. So you need to make sure that you green blossom, you spook, and you hidden body up here. So you don't take fall damage to get rid of your Lloyds, and use hidden body for these 3 deacons. So that they don't see you until it's too late. This one dude will shoot, but it doesn't matter. It's too late. This is another place that you could skull for these 3 deacons, but if you just do that, it's fine. So yeah, you should be around an Aldrich at around like 46, 47 minutes in. I had a really good phase 1. But my phase 2 was genuine garbage. Starting right here. I don't know why I did that. Like, why am I doing this? Just create space. It's not that big a deal. But regardless, I fuck it up and I try to salvage it. And I do salvage it a little bit, but not really. Because I should have rolled into this and just got the kill, but I didn't. And yeah, so now I gotta wait for more RNG. And then you get stuck here. That's fine. And now I kill. So just learn Aldrich. That's what the guides are for. And now you use Dark or Dancer. Learn Dancer. Dancer's pretty fucking cool. And so you want to kill Emma here, and then exhaust her dialogue, and while waiting for her to die, pop Aldrich Soul. You don't really need to pop Aldrich Soul here. It's just some time save, I guess. But it really doesn't matter at all. So, I fucked up there. You want to... Basically, the moment that you grab a basin, you want to use your resin. Because I had to do it later in the fight, which is bad because I could be out of position. So, fight Dancer, win, don't greed like me. I was trying to do some cool shit, and then I got hit because of it. I didn't even, like, the only reason for you to even do this is if you know you're gonna kill, or stagger him out of it, and I didn't know either. So that led to me having no stamina, because I greeted for that 4th hit, and then I got it. And that's all it is. Alright, and then Lothar Castle, the one running section where we're actually going to be medium loading, because we need to kill enemies. So, you'll see me put myself back at max HP here with Cheat Engine. Or not Cheat Engine, but DS3 tool. Because Lloyd's matters. So. Again, for Lothar Castle, find visual cues for where to hidden body. I fuck up the start of it, hidden body here. What I should have done right there was, of course, not fucking miss. But also, like, that could be another place to use a skull. If you do 6 skull deacons, that could be somewhere to use a skull. In fact, I would kind of recommend using it there. Because those two dudes are a bit close to each other, which can be a bit annoying. But what I should have done back there was the moment that I hit in body, I should have drank for FP, and then obviously don't miss, and then just roll past and you'll be fine. But I don't know. I just fucked up. That's just how it is. Now I know. Kill these two. That dude won't aggro as long as you're on the outside of that. Like, this dude won't aggro as long as you're just playing around the outside and not getting ridiculously close to him for no reason. And now we can light load for the rest because we don't kill anybody else. Then I use the skull that we have left here. If you needed to use 8 skulls on deacons, it's fine. You just hit him body and run past. Although it can be very scuffed because the hollows can block your path because they don't care about hidden body. These 3 hollows up here. So they can be fucked up and block your path. Just can get you hit. But it is overall no big deal. You can just wait for them to pat down a bit and then run past them. It's not that big a deal. I'll actually post that in the description as well, what you can do if you don't have the skull there. So you want to heal here for Lloyd's. Use a green blossom as well because DSA is very stamina intensive. I had an absolutely terrible DSA fight here. He just stalled and didn't give me the follow-ups that I wanted, even though I was baiting them out correctly. Like, there I should get a follow-up. Here I should get a follow-up. Here I should get a follow-up. So I get annoyed. Here I should get a follow-up. Don't get one. Here I do get a follow-up. Never mind. I should have got a follow-up, but I didn't. There's the follow-up that I was aiming for on literally the last 5 attempts. If you do it correctly, this is just a fully scripted thing. Kind of. You skip phase 2. I have a short by Mad Apocalypse, the DS3 speedrunner, in the description that basically showcases and explains exactly what's going on in 60 seconds, which is really nice. I overpunished there. I shouldn't have gone for 4 ones. Boom, should have got a follow-up there, didn't. So now I have to fight phase 2. I know phase 2 because I'm a fucking low damage connoisseur, but you theoretically should never see phase 2. So, that's DSA. Make sure to grab this bonfire and not the Grand Archives one. It doesn't really matter, but it's just less time consuming. Because then you just have to run less. And then rest for full mana and flash spec. And then switch to staff because we don't kill anything in this running section. I don't think we have the damage to kill Crystal Sage. I might be wrong about that. I didn't even test it, to be honest. But I don't like parrying Sage because I just don't like it. Simple as that. So I do this strat that we do on low damage, where you lure him away from his spawn spot so that he can't teleport, like he normally does. So you can see me baiting it out. It's important to have light roll when baiting these out, because it allows you to space it more easily. You'll get a hang of it pretty quickly, but make sure that you have light load. So once you get him onto this second staircase, then you're good. So take this path, it's fine. Especially with slumbering, it's pretty chill. And then coming up here, I have the worst stamina management to ever exist, so I get hit to the book hands, the book curse hands. So, oh, you need to grab these 3 bones too. I should write that in the notes, so I completely forgot about that. So, yeah, I pull a shitty thing and I just am not sprinting here, and you need to be sprinting here, or else these hands will clip you like they did me. I'll just show how to do it properly in a second here, because it's really fucking simple. I just suck. So, just full run. No matter what attack he does, you can just cut around, and you're just fine. And that other dude doesn't see you, so... yeah, that's just a skill issue. Here, I should have hit embodied right here, but I was a bit pissed off because I got hit, so... you should hit embody here so that none of these scholars aggro. Usually it doesn't matter, just pay attention to this dude if you don't hit embody, because you can shoot early, and then that can hit you, so... just pay attention to that. Alright, and the last running section variation of the run is coming up, and it's this gargoyle here. So he is, unlike the profane capital gargoyle, he cares about hidden body to a certain extent. Like, hold on, give me a second. But basically, he like forgets about you after one attack, and that attack's tracking is completely off because he like doesn't actually know where you are because you're in hidden body. So just hidden body here, and see, he'll just like miss you, and then that pathing is dog shit. I've yet to encounter a situation where I basically just can't run past and maybe roll if I really need to. But yeah. If you decide to pick the branch for a starting gift, you can branch there for him. And that works just as well, if not better. So, but it's just time loss, so I don't do it. I can show that. I can put that in the description as well. And then here, it's just hidden body for the win. So, what I'd like to do is after I hear that shot that just broke that, I'd like to cut over here and hidden body. Then what you do, bring down the elevator and bone out of twinses to set up fogwall cheese. What you want to be doing is boning to last bonfire, and make sure that you have it in your hotbar, because like it's the extra menu that it takes to get it like from your tool pouch instead of from your hotbar can lead to you getting quick slammed and getting hit. So you kind of need to be really quick at menuing in this. So it's, yeah, whatever. What, X down AA, something like that. I don't know, I'm on PS5. Square down X. Yeah, so last bonfire, and now we go pick up our chunks for +8. We grabbed the 2 in archives and the 1 at the start of Lothar Castle. So now we're grabbing the just 3 here. This one right here. And there's one by the one we get 2 from killing this dragon enemy, which is really easy because he physically cannot attack behind him. So kind of pretty free. If you were to get +10, we would need to do a bit more in terms of the start of Lothar Castle, and then we would just firebomb the other dragon for 2 extra chunks and go down, and we should have enough for 10 or for 12 chunks. If not, then there's one in smoldering, and I'm sure that we can make that work. So fire bundle, because these things are weak to fire. Grab this because you need to wait for this dude to stop rampaging. So, fire bundle. So he's like stuck in this animation. And then it's like when these things get struck by fire, they enter like a frenzy animation. Dogs do it too. When you hit them with fire, they enter like a specific animation that's like, oh my god, I'm burning. So. And now you wait to get the item. And boom. And that's 6 chunks for +8. So now bonus shrine. Get the endurance. I fuck it up here. You want to sell before. You want to go here, sell the stuff, the embers and the souls, and then upgrade, and then get to 30 endurance. It's just quicker to do that instead of manually popping the souls and stuff in front of Firekeeper. So 30 endurance. And now Twince's. I like to have a dagger for Twince's face transition, the soul mask, so I can quickstep it, because again, quickstep gives an absolute shit ton of iframes. So I do end up light rolling for Twince's. Honestly, you could probably take off Young Dragon here and be under the threshold for light rolling if you want, because we aren't using Hidden Body anymore. I would put on Slumbering just because, like, for the knights right before Twince's door. But you could probably just take off Young Dragon and be light load for it. Because we don't need that ring anymore. So. Yep. And for phase 1, you want to use magic, because he's 5% resistant. And then magic doesn't work in phase 2, because Lothric, the one that we're actually trying to kill, like the one that ends the fight, is 47% resistant to magic. So, magic only in phase 1, and then fire in phase 2. But having green blossoms is also very important. Well, not important, but it means that you don't have to give up any punish windows like you would normally. So to start Twince's, what I like to do, because Grass Crest like blocks your vision hella, you see? I just one-hand it until like right before I'm about to do stuff. Or right before I'm about to start the loop. So, green blossom, magic resin, roll, roll. And now you're just in the loop. Same shit. Twince's. Okay, so phase 2. Oops. What I do for phase 2 is once I hear that or pew, that pew sound, the pew, then I start quick stepping. After like half a second. Not half a second, like a quarter of a second after the pew sound. So, boom, wait, quick step. And then just quick step while shuffling, and you're fine. It looks scuffed as hell, and I fucking hate it. But it's consistent. Alright, and now just Twince's phase 2, the exact same as Twince's phase 1. And because we use green blossoms, we don't need to give up any punish windows because our stamina regen is high enough with Grass Crest and green blossom. And so yeah, Twince's, yippee. Alright, and then once you hear the like boom, you can bone out. That like, yeah. Or you can just wait until Vordt is Cinderfall. So boom, bonus shrine, and then sell Twince's soul and grab the resin that we're using for Cinder, 2 dark resin.
Ashen 1.
And then put in endurance, so 35 endurance. Alright, and now set up Cinder. I try and get the skips, the animation cancels, but I'm not that good at them, so sometimes I just lose time here. I think I get it on this one, at least. Yeah. I don't think I get it here. Oh, I do. Wicked. I've seen people reset to that, which is pretty funny. But now we go twinses. I was trying this trick that Square told me about boning, or Square told me about boning, like during that black screen, because apparently it can save like 15 seconds, because it instantly puts you after, like, in Drakekeep, where this bonfire takes you. But I haven't really tested with it at all, so I don't know any of the timings. Alright. Now it's just Cinder. What I like to do for Cinder is there's a ton of like these really annoying wooden stumps in the arena. And so what I like to do is like create my own section of the arena with no hidden stumps at the start of the fight. So I use any of the firebombs we have left to kill that one. And then I just roll through all the rest of these. And then just bum resin while he's coming over. And then Geo has a Cinder guide. That's in the description. I don't know. Sword the whole way, or sword into magic is what you want. I recommend learning some pyro. You don't have to learn it like to a super extreme extent, but learn some pyro, learn spear, learn magic, and learn sword. Then blossom and resin. This strafe, if you don't like rolling into what he does, if you roll into this, you can get 4 punishes, 4 L1s, but it's kind of tight and I really don't like doing it. So I just wait and then I strafe the jump, which he should do every time. Assuming he doesn't input read anything. So you need to resin or bundle or whatever, like pretty early so he doesn't input read it. So now you wait. I like playing Cinder P2 from like mid range, so I can punish attacks like lightning and like pokes and shit. Because I don't know, I just don't really like fighting super close range, and it feels like getting not a ton of punish for what I'm actually doing. That was actually really close. That right there, that is a fucked up hitbox. Genuinely fucked up. Like, if you were to see that, that would be like a fucking circle around him. I saw Hob lose a run to that. It was god awful. Luca also almost lost his SO1 fist only Cinder to it. He had like 9 HP less. I'll post that in the description as well, because that was insane. Anyway, that is that's the route. Yeah. It's what? 135, 105, 37? That was with some fucked up Aldrich, fucked up DSA, fucked up Dancer, fucked up Yorm. But yeah, so that's the route. +8, 105 to 110 IGT, probably. If you don't do Fogwall, cheese twinses, or maybe just +6 the whole way, you probably get it down to maybe an hour, maybe sub 1 hour. But yeah, so I'm pretty proud of this route I made. Should be consistent. It not should be. It is consistent. So, yeah. I don't really think that there's much of a reason to do like the 2 hour +10 routes, but this is my take on no hit any percent. So, thanks for watching. Appreciate it. Have a good rest of your day or whatever. I don't know. If you want me to do, whoops.
Looks like I had something at the end. Anyway, if you wanted to do like showcase +0 kills or something like that, just let me know and I'll showcase some +0 twin blade kills or maybe some like NG +7 twin blade kills to really show in depth some of the bosses more than just Geo being like, here's what you do in the specific situation, rather just showing the situations one after the other. So I don't know, just let me know.